top lane.
I know you'd rather play GMTD right now, but here we are.
He's had a long day, bless him. And there we go. I think we're talking about the drafts, as we're talking about the PL, but overall, do you feel like there's someone coming into this game with a stronger lineup?
Well, EHOME doesn't technically have a hard carry, so that's a little scary for them, that's for sure. Their safe farmer, I guess, is going to be CTY playing Wind Ranger. You know, if they can delay her a little bit, decrease her farm, don't let her snowball too hard, Mineski could just run away with this. But with that said, if EHOME does go in all in with this early mid-game lineup, then maybe Mineski's just going to get rolled over, and then there will be such big gold advantage that it doesn't matter that EHOME doesn't have a hard carry. They'll just have natural levels and experience and all that stuff. That's the thing to watch for, I think. Will the Wind Ranger do well? Will Lina get out of control? Is the ganking from EHOME gonna completely stomp Mineski? I feel like with a Dazzle, it's at the very least it can mitigate some of those deaths. Maybe not turn around and kills in your advantage, but they will fight though for the rune.
We'll see if EHOME do come down for this, but it's going to be a questionable one, and in fact they're going to get the snowball potential up, and here we go. Jesse Bash and Yules moving in onto Kaka. He's yet to skill. Let's see if he can get himself out of this. I don't know if he can. The Iron Shell run down, and now with the Spirit Lance, they'll just give this the old walk down, and Kaka will level up the charge. Has he got anything to the charge to at the moment? There's no creeps coming down the lanes, and he hasn't. That's going to be first blood there, and for Cuckoo as well on the PL. And Mineski couldn't have hoped for a better way to start this game off.
That was really, really well done. The most important thing, look where the Darkseer is right now. He's on the north side of the map, and that was an Iron Shell doing the brunt of that damage. That's like value right there. He gets to his lane at a reasonable time. He greatly assists in the kill, and all of a sudden, Mineski's off to a good start in their tri lane.
And already CTY might be in trouble. He level 1 shackle shot, so he doesn't have the win run. The Spirit Lance is there, and how Mineski. Their aggression crushed Alliance, and already in the first minute, EHOME, they're starting to go, all right, this is what we're going to have to deal with.
I mean, it's a way to beat a team that's better than you, and it's safe to say that Mineski is one of the teams coming into the tournament that's definitely thought to be the weaker team. So if they just want to do crazy aggressive trialing, yeah, if it doesn't work, you lose instantly.
And here we go again, CTY, he's still level 1, the poison touch comes out the Spirit Lance, but this time he gets the shackle, but he's just a level 1, and they'll move in with the right clicks. Can they get it? Oh, they're going to get the stun onto Jesse Bash, holding him back. The heal is there though, the bomb, it blows up Lanham, he's going to go down, it will be a 1-for-1. But still, Mineski just going full-on ham on this bottom lane. And even just taking a one-on-one trade, when you're in an aggressive tri lane, I guess you're kind of alright with that purge.
And they burned a salve out of CTY. They almost killed him, he salves up. Now he's down to 3 tangos. So if they get into a more static laning setup, they've already got the Basilius on the Phantom Lancer, he's got a Mango in tow. If they can just harass the Wind Ranger down a little bit, they can put her to a place where they can actually dive and go aggressive. So the real question is, when a Tusk dies, he goes somewhere else. And where will he go? He's in mid right now. Can he set up the skill?
This would be a nice kill for Raging Potato. In terms of the CS in the mid lane as well, look how much that Ember's suffering. 12 for 4 on the Lina compared to the 4 for 2. Raging Potato is not having a good time, so he would love to have the Tusk come and help him out here.
Unfortunately, Jesse Bash isn't level 2. If he was level 2, he could go for this kill, probably, but without that, there's no way. So you need the Ice Shards and the Snowball. Snowball's a little weak by itself. Both helps out a lot. So he goes top, gets the regen, hasn't really accomplished anything. Is he going to sat mid, then go for the Lina? I'm not sure, but...
Purge, but let's talk about this. Top lane, Undying versus Darkseer. Darkseer's getting absolutely crushed.
What? What? Darkseer has 2 last hits?
What?
I mean, I guess he spammed Decay on him. He has huge base damage advantage because of the Decay spam. It's probably just the Decay spam, man. Every time you cast it, you give yourself 4 damage. So twice, you got 8 damage, and... he's able to deny very well with this, and he's able to get last hits very well. But with that said, look at his HP now. He's completely out of regen. He only has a Mango, so... Oh!
That is an ambitious snowball, and a bit of an off-the-point shards. And hello, there's a charge. It is coming across. Jesse Bash may have bit off a bit more than he could chew, and there's your Dragon Slayer. They'll find the kill onto the Tusk there, punishing his over-aggression. And that is not what Raging Potato wants. He's already having a hard time against the Lina, and if Tusk is coming mid and feeding golden XP to the Lina as well, it's just going to get harder and harder for this Ember Spirit.
Yeah, the Lina saw that the Tusk was in the area, so it was very clear, like, okay, I just have to be a little bit worried about a Tusk, and I'm going to be completely fine. His levels are still low. I feel like he kind of messed up his team's game just a little bit. If he stays bot, they still have kill potential on the Wind Ranger. Maybe not amazing, because she could use Wind Run, but you could definitely just punish the line, kill line multiple times, maybe. Instead, he went mid, he grabbed a rune, I guess, he stood around for a while. I really feel like he should have stayed bot.
And he's going to come back bottom now, so realizing that his attempts are much more worthy down here. I think we can push this lane in with the creep wave. As we can see, EHOME just really respecting the fact that the Tusk might be around, and just keeping themselves right back in the tree line and out of vision, as to not be caught out. I'm going to charge onto Cuckoo here, coming across the map from the Spirit Breaker. I don't know if he'll follow through onto this, really. They don't really have the tools to take down this Phantom Lance this time. Now he's just closing the gap as Kaka comes in.
It kind of hurts him. He's out of mana now. It's going to cost him a clarity potion, but it's going to be fine for him. Ooh, decent nukes on CTY. He's getting low. Forced to use Wind Run.
Adam gets the stun out onto Cuckoo. Kaka's nearly got the mana here for the charge. CTY is fairly low. He has got a shackle shot available, but Cuckoo's fairly tanky, and Old Chicken, well, we saw Jesse Vash just come in there for another rotation, but Old Chicken's able to walk it off, salve and bottle back up. Top lane again, this Undying playing around on such low life points, but I think he just knows that Mineski, they're focusing all their attempts towards the mid and the bottom lane, so he feels very safe, and he's not worried by any possible rotations from Mineski in this game.
Yeah, plus Darkseer just doesn't have any Soul Ring yet, so he's very limited in terms of his mana pool, and that's basically because Undying lasted so well. He's got 19 freaking denies. That is mind-blowing that you can have that many in the early game. The average deny a game is something like 10 or less for almost all heroes, but he picked up 19. This guy is a last-hit god.
Shackle will latch onto Jesse, but CTY, he's kind of all on his own, and he's between three heroes here. In they go with the heal bomb with all the illusions. Jesse Vash there, and the boys taking another kill onto CTY. So, I mean, this is the thing. Mineski, they're having a great time down bottom, but mid lane and top lane, it's EHOME that are coming out on top. They might find more, because Old 11, what's he doing down here? He's having a great time. Top wide, he come bottom. Will be able to Sorrowp himself up, turns around for multiple man decay, but there's the snowball. Coming in, closing the gap onto the Undying, and they'll kill him. The killing spree now on Cuckoo. And why did they send the Undying down bottom first?
Oh, Undying's a great teamfight hero. He's very, very strong in the early game. He usually runs up and people try to kill him and he stays alive. He just stays alive. So that's probably why he shifted. They're basically saying, well, Wind Ranger's getting killed. This isn't very good. He may have also TP'd because he saw that Wind Ranger was in trouble. If he would have gotten there a little earlier, maybe they could have turned that around and gotten a bunch of kills, but it ended up being nothing for him. So pretty rough, especially because that's the one lane that Mineski is doing well in, so they just keep getting more and more kills.
And it looks like, yeah, they're going to stick with this swap. CTY in the top lane, going to try and find some farm against the Darks here. They have put the PL upper as well, so really reacting in mid lane. The Hex is there. Raging Potato in a bit of trouble. He will be able to remnant himself away, though. Old Chicken coming back forward, bringing him incredibly low there with the Dragon Slave.
Some regen value. He's like, by the way, I'm regenning. I'll throw another nuke at you, no problem. Ember's going to have to go back to base. In the meantime, Dazzle's going to hold it. I think it's a fine thing to do. Level 5 on Dazzle. He's doing pretty well.
Needs to be careful because Laguna Blade is back online here for Old Chicken. And he is, of course, as you said, he's pretty much up to full mana, so he's got enough for the combo. Treads will be picked up by the Lina here.
Treads, interesting. Seen a lot of Linas go phase boots recently. A little unusual to go Treads, but I guess against a Tusk you kind of just want as much HP, maybe. Even though the movement speed might help a little bit. We'll see.
CTY needs to be careful because the shards can catch him out, and they will. He's trapped in the shards. There's the snowball to follow up as well. Windrun is going to wear out, and CTY turns around, throws the shackle, but it won't latch. There's the Spirit Lance again for Cuckoo, and then move forward, and will get the kill. A dominating streak now for Cuckoo on this PL. He's been involved in all 6 kills, 7.5 minutes in, and he's second highest on the CS board.
They're just doing so well. This is basically a perfect example of why offlane Wind Ranger is bad. That nuke's coming on Dazzle. Great stun, though, we're helping out a lot there. He just didn't anticipate Lina rotating over, and because of the positioning of the creep wave, he couldn't see it coming before his death came. But yeah, Wind Ranger's not a very survivable offlaner hero. She actually needs a decent amount of farm, or at least a good farming position to grab some items that give you that survivability, so... He just keeps dying, and Mineski's punching the hero they need to.
Oh, hello, Remnant forward. There's going to be a snowball, in fact, looking for Old Chicken. There's backup, the stun comes through for Lanham, and there's your charge. Can they turn this one? Cuckoo incredibly low. He gets bashed up. Can he get himself out? No, he gets the doppelganger out just in time. The Remnant forward comes in. They want to find Old Chicken. The Spirit Lance flies through. They'll get the Lina kill here. No one to die yet on the side of Mineski. Kaka trying to do what he can with the help of Lanham and CTY. They get the stun on Jesse Vash. There's your shackle. It will latch, and they will be able to find the Tusk in return. So it is a 1-for-1, but it's a support for that mid laner. And a mid laner that was having a pretty good time and was pretty much the highest, the best hero at the moment for the side of EHOME at 4k net worth. There'll be a charge onto Cuckoo though, and if EHOME can find this one...
He does. Alright, yeah. He's fine.
Yeah, Kaka's not going to try and dive and look for a lucky bash.
He wouldn't even be able to get a melee range. Could have earned twice. That would have been the only way, but very unlikely kill. But he's been doing great. 4-0-3 on a carry. He's got 38 CS. It's the second highest on the map, behind the Lina. But man, when you're doing this well, who cares? He's going to TP back to base. Most likely he'll just transition into basic stat items, maybe like power treads, diffusal blade. Could also go for the old BOT build. We'll see if he adjusts how the playstyle goes, basically, because it feels kind of it's out of favor now. Maybe it's different, and with the amount of burst damage EHOME has, I just say treads.
Yeah, I mean, even treads into drums. I mean, the fact that there's so much fighting, it's going to really help for that. He's already been doing fine, something like that on top, and yeah, even just looking for the diffuser. I don't know if this is necessarily going to be a bot some farm up game. I think this is a get ready to fight and come out on top.
Undyne is stuck top due to the ice shards.
Oh,
there was some pinging from old 11.
Did they notice that they trapped him?
I don't think so. I think yeah, the Radiant team knew, but. Server down's gonna spot out the Dazzle. Might engage on him. Or they'll go on Peel, but Peel's got pretty good survivability. 4 men's treads and a Ring of Aquila now. 1000 HP and 10 armor. That's hard to kill.
It certainly is. And actually a smoke up from Mineski, so they leave the top lane, realizing that a bit of pressure has been put onto Cuckoo, and they want to try and find heroes on their own. Old Chicken's on the Lina. Picks up the bottom rune.
I like
they
them
can catch out the Lina. Yeah.
It's not that hard to kill her, really. Siren Chan's into follow up. She's dead. And Dazzle as well. Maybe not the best here to go
top lane though, Cuckoo. He's going to be able to doppelganger out and run, but he may be dead here. There's the Earner Shadows on him, and they will find the kill onto the PL. At the same time, though, they do catch Old Chicken, and with the 4 of them there, they find themselves the kill. So a core for a core.
Okay.
Did cost the smoke and Mineski, and did require them to make quite a long journey across the map, whereas EHOME are already there, set up for the kill.
Don't know why Peel was under the tower like that, but I'm guessing he basically thought like, okay, there's only a Wind Ranger here, and that's maybe why they left the top lane. I don't know if I don't think they realized that those the Undyne and the Spirit Breaker were just hiding up there. Probably just doing a little bit of poking. Maybe he thought he could outplay the Wind Ranger, and instead it was him being way out of position.
Dyer's top tower.
He's got to be careful as well, because he is on his own here.
Dyer's structures are fortified.
And they know it with that ward. Kaka has got levels, he's got the Nether Strike.
Probably 2-minute chase, but it's hard. Alright, they see the real one.
And they get the charge straight off.
They got him.
Yeah, the shackle shot's there. They've got the control onto Cuckoo. Oh, okay, maybe not. Gets the doppelganger out just in time. He's going to need some back out. He tries to walk it off. He's not going to be able to get away. He's down for 30 seconds. No response there from the team.
That's so hard. If he gets the charge stun, it's pretty much over, especially with the ultimate follow-up. He did take a lot of damage, but after you use Doppelgang, you're not going to get away, especially if you go treads, because you don't have natural movement speed to get you faster than them. Probably one of the reasons that people do that build.
Dyer's top tower.
I mean, this game so far, it certainly seems fairly close between these two sides.
Yeah, I'd say EHOME is doing a lot better, but they're still with the downside that Wind Ranger only has a phase boots and maybe a point booster right now, whereas Mineski has much more late game potential. They did grab a drum on Ember Spirit, so,
so they'll be
hopefully won't see a drum on Phantom Lancer as well. That would be a big overkill.
I mean, if he's going treads, do you think that is kind of insinuating a straight up defusal for him next?
I think that's the way to go here, definitely. The defusal is just so good early.
Or do you get the Yasha Manta, maybe even the Vlads? Is that still an option here for him?
I don't think the Manta really provides that much against EHOME's lineup. It's not like they have silences. It's basically all just hard stuns or nukes. So, yeah, while the Manta gives them HP, the defusal is just too useful for your chase ability and the ability to make your illusions very strong. Makes them do a lot more damage because they get that feedback. And then you can use Doppelganger, run them after Line, and Line has to use Earth Spike on illusions instead of a hero. So there's a lot of value getting into fast defusal blade on Phantom Lancer, and I think it's going to be the way to go.
And there we go, more aggression from Mineski. They smoke up, they're looking for the easy kill, they're looking for Lanham on the bottom. They've got that very nice deep Dire lane ward there on the bottom. And Lanham, I think he may be a goner. Nothing that he can do to stop this. Straight in with the snowball. Lanham, he's going to go down. And Mineski there, finding an easy kill. Another kill into the belt here of Raging Potato on that Ember Spirit.
He almost made that. It was close. Real close one. Lanham's decently farmed too, 700 gold. Is that a charge going top? There is. It's going to be on Phantom Lancer.
Are they going to commit for this? They've got CTY trying to line this one up. Yules is there. And they'll shackle shot the Dazzle. Go for the easy kill. With the power shot, the Nether Strike, they'll get it. They'll take down Dazzle.
That was really nicely done. Dazzle is definitely the target there, and as soon as the stun landed, change targets, blow him up. Mostly the shackle from CTY that set that up, though. As soon as that landed, it was all over.
Some big item pickups coming out for EHOME. So Old Chick has got the Yules. I think the Undying's very close to his mechanism. And well, with this charge on Raging Potato, but the vacuum's there and the wall as well, and the change, that's beautiful, the snowball to follow up, the Spirit Lance comes through, Kaka, he's down, Old Chick is in the middle of the wall, he'll go down as well almost, and he gets the large strike out, but it doesn't matter, and now they're going to look for more, they get the Spirit Lance out onto Old 11, and they should be able to find this, 3 kills there for the side of Mineski, set up by a beautiful vacuum there to cancel the charge, the chains holding them on top of the wall. Some fantastic play from the team, and they might not be done yet. Raging Potato moving forward, surged in, Lanham's towards the mid. Are they going to be able to find anyone here? It looks like CTY will be able to make the right movement. The Shard's not quite going to catch Lanham, but the snowball forward will. The punch slow's there, and Lanham's going to fall as well. Effectively, 4 heroes dropping in quick succession on the side of EHOME. And Mineski there with just the superior team play. What a minute of gameplay for them there.
I mean, the Darkseer looks so innocent there, but the big advantage was this Observer Ward on the top of the rune. As soon as the wall vacuum came in and the Searing Chains as well, then they're just getting wailed on by their illusions, and then they have to use Yules defensively, and then it's just all over. Once you get on top of them. They will fight for this though.
I think Mineski are ready to fight again if you don't want to go. Searing Chains looks there, but they should charge with Kaka, bashing onto 3. Another strike will catch out the Darkseer here. Can he get out of the grave? Just in time from Yules. They are getting themselves out. They will sacrifice the Darkseer. Everyone else will be able to retreat though.
Great Yules. That helps so much actually versus Grave. Waste 2.5 seconds of that 5 seconds of invulnerability. In most cases that will guarantee the kill. And they're going to be able to maybe get a tower of their own. Tusk has no mana at all.
I mean, can they fight without the Darkseer, Mineski?
I think they can, but it's a little scary.
Nice chains onto 2. Shards coming out, bring them incredibly low. CTY will wind run away.
If they had any mana there, they would have gotten a kill 100%.
Yeah.
But those 2 heroes maybe grew too much. Maybe they felt too confident in their push. Once you get that close, and they both get Searing Chains, and the one spell from Tusk was able to hit both, and all of a sudden the push ends. So you can maybe criticize their spacing there.
And there we have it. So that's your mech not done on Darkseer. Undying did finish off his mech, didn't he, as well?
Not yet.
Not yet. He's still struggling to find the money for the recipe. Okay.
So despite 21 assists, he's still much less farmed than Darkseer is. So
yeah, I mean, Darkseer, we've got to give him credit. It's really come back into this one. And if you just take into account the fact that he didn't have a great time in lane, he just wasn't finding the CS because Undying was there with just an insane amount of denying. Yeah,
I mean, Ryer's a great player. He's an awesome initiator. That's one of his biggest strengths. And he's also been able to catch up here with some good play. He's got a whole soul ring plus the finished mech over the Undying. And that's going to help a lot, especially when you're against a burst damage team like what EHOME is dealing with. So as long as he uses this correctly, it can give his team a lot of survivability and elongate things like Shallow Grave and really allow his team to turn things around.
In terms of the initiating play and the play you say that he kind of goes for, do you think that means we are going to see him just go for the blink next, or is there any reason why he'd forego that and finish off the Greaves first this game?
You don't really need Greaves first if you're not dealing with any silences, so I think you could very easily justify going for the blink. Once he grabs that blink, the team fights get fairly easy for Mineski, especially if you're talking about a snowball. That's really their only AoE stun that they have, so it's maybe not the most synergistic thing, but even a snowball ice shards with the vacuum also means that Tusk puts out like 1,000 magic damage in a fight, and that's incredible.
And PL, of course, he is going for that defusal, very close as well to finishing it off, just needs the money there to complete the recipe, and that's going to be pretty terrifying. We've already seen how well Cuckoo's been able to play. If he's turning up to these fights with a defusal as well, it's not going to be pretty. Old Chicken has got level 11, so the second point in the Laguna. So if they've got the control and able to solo off the PL, they can still burst him down. A very close game, really, between these two sides, 18 minutes in. If anything, maybe Mineski was just regaining that control that they need on this game. There's pretty much the Aghanims done, though, on CTY. So he's going to have that ready. And again, he has level 11 as well. So they do have to be very careful with their positioning, especially the two cores, the Ember Spirit and the PL, who really rely on that mobility. Because you look at EHOME's lineup, and they have got a fair few ways of catching you out.
Just don't have that much faith in a Wind Ranger in this game. He does get spotted up by a Sentry Ward, by the way. Mineski knows that he's here. They have 2 Sentry. Unfortunately, the creeps are in the area.
They the chains! Did they catch him under the range of it? I think they did, and they did. He can't get himself out. Oh, can he? Yes, he can! Oh, CTY!
That was fast decision making. He looked at the enemy team. He's like, how many stuns? Snowball, Walrus Punch, Vacuum, Searing Chains.
Let's go for it.
Let's do it. TP all the time. That's a really good thing to note this stage. Some players don't necessarily look at that ahead of time, but it's very clear that he has. It's like, no stuns, goodbye. Diffusal Blade is up though.
This is scary. What was the tusk going for anyway? Because obviously we've got the Greaves being looked upon eventually by the Darkseer. So he's yet to invest, I guess, Blink Dagger straight up for the man.
Yeah.
Tries to turn around with the Vacuum to cancel the charge, but isn't there in time. Kaka's actually going to hold on to their strike, and now with the Vacuum coming out, the chains are going to connect and they'll find the kill. Dominating for Ember now.
How do you beat a Raging Potato Man?
This man's a madman, and look at these shards. They've blocked old 11 in. He does drop the tombstone, but in comes the team of Mineski. The snowball's out. They'll dodge off the light strike array, crossing straight across. In fact, they're looking for more. Maybe old chicken. Can they find it? The Laguna Blade, bring a Raging Potato. The shallow frame is there, and now the Mineski will continue to fight. Old chicken will go down. No, the Yules will be able to buy himself time, but he still goes down. Double kill here for the PL, and now it's just the Undying on the retreat. The shards beautifully blocking him up. The snowballs to the high ground. He'll fall as well. Triple kill to the Phantom Lancer, and Mineski once again playing beautifully around the side of EHOME.
Man, they're playing so well right now. That snowball, the dodge, the Lina stun was absolutely.
And the fact that he went all the way across for the Lina.
Yeah, and it completely removed any problem with blocking each other. They just ran in there, really punished the Lina. The Ember Spirit dying was a little unfortunate, but that was just sick play by Old Chicken. He focused that guy. Throw the right clicks. One benefit of Lina in that case is our projectile speed is so low that if he starts running away, then it's going to hit him. And she just got one extra hit off, and he saw it, and he tried to turn into it, but it was too late. He goes down. So good fight for Mineski. They got a lot of kills there.
Absolutely. This is some really, really top stuff from Mineski. Charge down to Cuckoo. And they're not going to follow through though. Kaka not having the faith to try and go for that kill. And I mean, the PL's got a fair bit of gold after that one. 1600 now on top of the Diffusal Blade.
I'm really surprised that SB's been able to get a Midas this game. He's been in a lot of kills. 8 of his team's 10 kills. Kaka has been there. Good. Chicken picks up an Ogre Club. It's gotta be an Axe, right? Like, an Axe, it's so good against a Dazzle, right? Because it's more damage. It gives you that option to just instantly kill somebody. And the Ember Spirit as well.
I think he's going BKB first. He's playing defensive.
It will save him. Having a BKB basically says if he gets snowballed, he can still do stuff. Because right now, he basically has to use himself, and that doesn't do anything, because he's still going to get punched. He's still going to get nuked by PL. He needs to make sure that when they run at him, he doesn't have to just run for the hills. And BKB is the only thing that can do that. Eggs is an option, but to be honest, I don't think 400 HP is going to make a big difference in whether or not he lives or dies in some of these chases.
Absolutely. And the initiation from Mineski is going to be even bigger. Now, the fact that they're going to have a Blink Dagger on the Tusk, they've got a Blink Dagger also on the Darkseer, ready for the next fight. It's getting scary for EHOME. They really need to compose themselves, and they really need to try and find something with this win range. I mean, you were saying it earlier, and we've just really yet to see CTY really find his footing this game.
Yeah, it's tough. When you die that many times in the early game, you end up getting behind naturally. An interesting smoke here by Kaka, just a smoke sacrifice to put the good observer ward down, and he actually did not get spotted by his opponents, so may really be worth it here. It's very commonly dewarded, but because there's been such little pressure on that side of the map, it's unlikely that they will necessarily deward it. But with Lan M pushing up here on the bot lane, we may see this get dewarded. But either way, if this is here, they see a lot of heroes, and this will give them better insight in what to do.
Radiant's top tower.
We'll see if EHOME can do anything here. Grouping up. I guess one of the pluses for the side of EHOME is that you look at Mineski's lineup, and it's not going to be a lineup that's taking Roshan anytime soon, is it, on the die?
Yeah, it's definitely not, especially with PL. PL's really bad against Roche. I don't even think they have a medallion yet. Dazzle is going to build towards one. He's got a chainmail. There it is. They do the D ward. One of the problems with putting that ward down, as soon as you pressure the lane, everybody says, you know what, very easily could have shifted over to ward it. Maybe they should have put that ward and gone somewhere else, to be honest, because it spots Ancients, it spots people approaching the bot lane. I don't know. They lost the smoke for that, and that's important.
Really nice rounding out there from Mineski. Yeah, then Invis Lina coming in on the top lane. And if he had got that stun, Ember would have been in a bit of trouble. Potato's right out there. And this PL is just getting bigger and bigger. What did he invest his money on the Phantom Lancer in the end? So,
close to the Manta.
Oh, Matt, yeah. Okay, so he's got the old
The natural transition. Once your illusions die, you need some more, and this is a good way to do that. BKB's up on Lina though, so BKB is pretty good against PL as well because it prevents the feedback from coming through, so you will not get mana drained. Whereas before, if he ever got initiated on, he'd lose half his mana, and then he can't even ult more of it, pretty much. And even the Yule's nerf is going to be pretty costly here. It's 175 mana to use the item. So if he does get some mana drained, that big cost could mean that he can't do a full combo rotation.
We'll see CTY now pick up a blink. So realizing that the shackle shots are going to be pretty big this game, just getting the positioning right so we can catch out the PL and the Ember.
Even with that though, man, PL has so much armor, I just feel like it's going to be a long time until Wind Ranger's really strong this game.
And that is your Battle Fury done on the Ember Spirit now as well.
Okay, Wind Ranger good against Ember, that's for sure. Physical damage to that guy is good. At low armor, only 6, and he also stopped for that drum. So, delay his good items. But he does still have the Battle Fury at a good time,
Yeah,
but
it's decent, 24.
it has delayed his farming for sure. If we look at his net worth, he's not top of the pack. He's close, but he's not just owning the top like you might have expected. PL has a lot more kills though, so it's a little hard to match.
He's putting himself out here on the mid lane. Change down to CTY. CTY does have backup. Raging Potato just playing it cool, keeping it safe, and there's a smoke up from EHOME. Kaka, land him an old 11. Looking to fight something out. They've got the ward out here.
They see him. Alright, they're going to see the PL illusions. It's going to break early though.
And they catch him out. There's just time to line it up. They know which one's real because of the damage, but they'll be brought into the snowball, and Mineski are ready to turn it. The tombstone has been dropped. The vacuum walls comes out. But the damage here for the leader of the BKB allowing Olchi can just sit there and fight. He's already lost 2 though, and Raging Potato's cleaning up. 3 heroes to fall on the side of EHOME, and Olchi may have got the BKB up, but the chains are there. The revs are forward. Raging Potato looks for CTY, tries for the team, but he's not going to get it. He's down. Triple kill for this Ember Spirit, and Mineski are just outplaying EHOME time and time again.
Jesse Vash, man, what a play that
snowball.
Like, just, it was like, okay, good start for EHOME. They found the PL. PL could just die right now, and boom, the blink snowball, he's saved. And then a lot of shit happened. I wasn't completely following it. It was really complicated, but it turned into a Mineski cleanup on 5.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a lovely stun. You know, Lina gets off the Dragon Slave on the Light Strike. Yeah, it does a fair bit of damage, but then he's just sitting there with his BKB on, and he's just hitting people, and he's not doing enough at this stage of the game.
Yeah, it's a good idea if they're in a defensive team fight. If Mineski goes on them, yeah, BKB is fantastic, but when you're going aggressive, it really didn't pay off that much. It maybe stopped a snowball or something like that, but not a whole lot else.
I mean, this is kind of fun. Mineski trying to do Roshan here. It's going to take a bit of time, but they have got the time because EHOME are only just kind of getting themselves back together after that fight.
Well, Rior has gone the Blink Dagger, and he's shifting back into the Guardian Greaves.
Is that the recipe?
As predicted.
He's got the recipe, yeah.
Yeah, you got to upgrade that eventually. Like, it's not just a purge effect. It is also I would like to mech 40 seconds instead of 65 seconds.
And that armor and that regen at the low HP threshold.
Yeah, I always forget about that, but it can be really amazing.
It's like an extra 15 or something.
15, yeah. 15 per second for a period of time.
I mean, that's insane. Cuckoo just dodging out the Light Strike here. Oh wow, this is a lovely stack, and it looks like EHOME will get away with this. I don't think.
I guess it's good he has an illusion. This is going to make him a lot faster, but they don't have that much damage. I'm seeing a lot of dead zombies, and not a lot of dead ancients.
Yeah, I mean the zombie is great for tanking it up, of course. Just avoiding EHOME taking the damage. Yeah.
Same as Haunted Coliseum,
just use it to tank.
OP zombies, dude. Neutral creeps, take 2 hits. All right, they got it eventually. Good thing Mineski didn't find that though.
I was going to say they would have loved to take that with Ember's Battle Fury, but I don't think. Yeah, they've not had any vision really around this part of the map.
No problem there. Mineski all grouped up here. Big weave on everybody. Hey, we'll go for the push. Crystallis is up on Ember Spirit, so he's ready for them minor crits. Old Chicken doing some slow pushing. Will he get caught though? No, he's got BKB no matter what.
Ooh.
Well, they're gonna chase him. No back.
Crit and a half.
He's got to be careful. He doesn't have back for 1.
I mean, Darkseer's going for it. There is no tier 1. There's a charge coming through. Kaka gets the charge. Light Strike comes out, but already Raging Potato's ready to fight it. And then the strike comes through. He's got the gravestone. Can he get out the shackle shot? Will that show? They'll find the kill onto the dark here. So 1-for-1 at the moment. Raging Potato again. The chase, the side of it. There's the snowball man. Comes in, punch you on Potato. Where's your BKB now? He's down. Raging Potato does get caught out by the finger. Lanham will find the turn kill, but PL's turned up and he's looking for the cleanup. Can he find something more for the side of Mineski? He's chasing down CTY. Gets out the defuse with the Spirit Lance as well. CTY will find the win run, trying to get himself away from this, but Jesse, Vash, and Yules chasing down as well the shackle. But there's the snowball picking him up, taking him out of the shackle, moving him forward for more. They'll turn their attention towards Old 11, and they should be able to find it with the Shadow Wave heal bomb. They do. Killing spree for Jesse, Vash. The last two remaining for EHOME, making themselves back to base.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Both teams are fighting really well. It's just going slightly in Mineski's favor because of their gold advantage and their hero advantage here. Going all right.
This Tusk is pretty rich. I mean, what does Jesse Vash get with all this money? He's got 3k gold here on this Tusk.
You could justify a Shadow Blade here. You're doing really well. He's far ahead. His team is far ahead. I say go for the carry potential. I mean, if you grab utility, what's he going to get? Like a Solar Crest or something? They don't need a Solar Crest.
Dazzle's already, Dazzle's building the medallion.
It's useful against Wind Ranger, I guess, but the rest of EHOME, Solar Crest doesn't do anything.
How about
maybe Glimmer?
Oh, he gets the Vlads for the team. That's
does a little bit of everything.
Yep.
Damage for allies.
Great for these fights.
Armor against the Wind Ranger. It's okay. Lifesteal is not going to be bad either.
It's nice for the Ember Spirit as well, of course. Very nice for the Ember
This
Spirit.
is low armor. Although...
Oh, I did the lifesteal with the slide. You know what I mean?
Do you get lifesteal from that?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I think I maybe would have said that Glimmer Cape is better, but he doesn't have the mana pool for that.
Oh, CTY, he's been found out here. He'll get the shackle onto Rio, but there's backup from the side of Mineski. They'll move on to CTY. There's just Snowball across. The Stone will connect, and he could be down here, and he is. Now trapped up as well. Old 11 in the ice shards. He could be the second casualty here for the side of EHOME, and I'm sure he will be. Mineski closing in the stun. Will buy him some time. Can he get himself out? Pops the sick charges. Might just be okay, but no. Cuckoo chases forward. There's your lance. The Solar will buy some time for the Undying, but he still goes down, and now the Snowball going on to Old Chicken. Old Chicken will get the BKB off, and there's the stun. They turn around. Finger onto the tusk. He goes down, but look at this. PL maybe looking for more. He's going to give a bit of mercy here. Doesn't want to dive too deep. So a 2-for-1 there. And now Mineski with the creep wave will get the push onto the tower.
Man, Lion and Lina are synced up, man. They're like, this guy's in trouble, and they both throw their ults at the same time consistently. A little scarier there for Lion since his cooldown is pretty long, but it just seems like they have no solution for the PL right now. Honestly, like maybe PL's forgotten, but in a game like this where you don't have a hero that transitions nicely into a cleave sort of damage, the only hero really in the meta right now that would be particularly good against PL, maybe SF and Ember are the best ones, but neither of those heroes are on EHOME. They don't have a good PL solution, and he's even backed up by Dazzle. Like once he gets his next item, whether Scotty or Hart, what the hell does EHOME do to kill him? It's going to be so hard.
It's 4k ahead of CTY, and we were talking about the fact that PL's win rate is just not great in this patch. And I think Mineski is just showing us one of the ways it's got to be played. You play it aggressively, you get him involved in the fights, and if you're finding yourself just coming out on top straight from the early game, you're incredibly scary.
He's not a terrible tri-lane hero. That's the thing to learn here, I think. Maybe people should be drafting him. Well, you can't draft him against an Ember Spirit because you don't want to be like, yeah, I'm going to pick PL against Ember because he's going to lane stage because you'll get Regulator. But maybe pick PL as a carry option in some cases where you do want to do aggressive tri-lanes because you do have a ranged nuke and it's fairly mana inexpensive and it's a fairly good early game skill.
Raging Potato now with 2k gold. What did the PL pick up?
Oh, I thought PL was buying a Daedalus.
Did you get the recipe as well? Oh, no, okay, so the Daedalus recipe for the Ember.
It's a Reaver on PL. He's going to go for the Heart. Normally, I would criticize this, say, like, Scotty is better for damage, but he doesn't need damage here. He just needs HP and survivability. Yeah. I completely agree with the Heart.
Against the two bursts of the Lina, the Lina and the Lion.
If they're all bursty and they're not scaling super well and they can't deal with your illusions very well, just go max on the HP. Your illusions aren't going to die unless Lion uses Mana Drain or something, so he's going to be completely set once he has the survivability. I would go even Heart and Scotty, to be honest.
And he's got the so that is a completed Daedalus on your Ember Spirit here. I mean, this is... The fact that it's an Ember Spirit and a PL and they're both on the same team, that's absolutely terrifying, Purge.
Both of them are very difficult to kill. Ember Spirit may be a bit more than the PL. They're really different ways, honestly. If you stun the Ember, you can kill him. PL, if you stun him, I don't know if that's going to do enough, man. He's about to jump his HP by about 500. That's not how much burst EHOME has, so... Not a good game for them. I just feel like they put themselves in a corner with the draft, and Mineski read it and said, all we have to do is make sure Windrunner doesn't have an amazing game, and we easily win in the late game. And that's what they did. their ability to be aggressive just never happened because the Wind Ranger was so far behind.
And talking about the Wind Ranger, so CTY, he's had to kind of forego getting any extra damage, and he's kind of taken the step back to go for the BKB. I guess it is required, but it's still just minimalizing the damage output that EHOME are going to have with the fact that they've got to go for the BKBs.
Almost got sniped by the Ancient. That was close. Yeah, damage is a bit mitigated by BKB from Mineski, but I don't think it's really going to matter that much. I guess it stops Diffusal Blade. That's maybe the big thing.
Oh, Chicken, he's really scared. BKB and TP out. He's not dealing with this.
Yeah.
SD Vash, I think this man's very dead. Oh, was that the TP cancelled as soon as he casted it? I think it was.
Snope. Okay, he could have done something. He might have been able to live, actually. I guess he didn't have a TP scroll, so... Oh, and he was charged, naturally.
Yeah, there was a Spirit Breaker.
They would have found him,
He was gone. Oh, Lannon, no, it's going to be fine.
Using all of his remnants, man.
He's an aggressive... Oh, can they... Oh, yes, they can! Oh, just the tip.
What are you talking about?
Put it away, Purge. I'm trying to cast again.
Yo, you're the one that's naked, not me. I have proof. I was on camera.
Oh, dear. I mean, okay, so they lose the tusk, they find the Undying. Another trade that Mineski are going to be like, alright, that's fine. They're the ones that want to keep up the tempo of this game, and they're going to look for the push here on the tier 2. And they're just ready for the fight. Look at this positioning here of the PL and the Ember. Just jumping into the base with a sleight of fist, forcing back the heroes of EHOME. I don't know if EHOME could do anything to stop this tier 2 from going down.
It's very, very difficult. They should just put PL in the front, throw a medallion on him. They go do your thing, man. I still kind of wish they had a Glimmer Cape as well, because it is so magic focused on EHOME. At the right timing, it could really just nullify all of EHOME's damage. But buying HP is another solution to that. Make himself tanky.
Well, Kaka's got a fair bit of gold on him. I guess he is just going for the BKB again for himself. With that Ogre Club already picked up. Just waiting until he has the full out money. And Darkseer. What's that recipe for? Is it the Lotus Orb or the Refreshers?
It's a Lotus Orb.
It's a Lotus Orb. Okay.
I was just thinking about this. Refresher is not something they need. It would be cool. Do the double wall vacuum.
It would be very cool.
Especially because vacuum is such a long cooldown. What would be really cool is if you vacuum wall, refresh wall or something, and then save the next vacuum till they leave and kill the illusions, and then you vacuum again. That'd be really fun, but not something we expect to see. But the Lotus Orb, it blocks. It reflects a lot of good stuff.
Look at all the single target that EHOME have.
Hex, Laguna Blade,
Finger
of Death, Soul Rip or something like that could be really cool. The only thing you have to be a little careful of is reflecting charge with your ally.
Yes.
But other than that, it's a good pickup. Gives him armor. I would maybe like to see a cloak on just about everybody on Mineski though. Darkseer as well. He's high armor. He's got pretty good HP. He's got a heal. I think a cloak or a Glimmer Cape would go a long way. Just one on Mineski I think is worth buying.
There's your BKB now picked up here by the Spirit Breaker. Ember Spirit, what was he burning? They had an ultimate orb. I guess.
Probably Scotty.
Scotty?
Most likely.
I mean, does he go for Lincoln's or is that not really?
You know, that might be an option as well. I just think Scotty's a little bit more straightforward. Lots of HP. Yeah, you can stop a spell every 20 seconds, but when you have a Dazzle on your team and you have an extra 800 HP, he's gonna grave you, pretty much for sure. So I feel like you can just go Scotty, work on slowing them a bit, and let your team run over them with your bigger gold advantage.
And we have it, so Lotus Orb is complete. I believe they're just sitting out the current on the side of EHOME to pick up that Mystic Staff here for the Lina, who has got the gold for the Shivas. They're going to send it out again. They haven't quite picked it up. And well, Mineski, they're going to go into the pit. And at this point, regardless of their hero composition, they've got the items that's going to allow them to do this very, very quickly with the amount of damage that these guys are doing. And of course, there's nothing that EHOME can do in response to this. Even if they're aware that this is going on, they've just got to let Mineski take this. And it's just a big question really who they give it to, and it looks like we're dropping of the drums. Oh no, they'll let PL take it. PL's going to pick up the Aegis there, and I mean, we already talked about the fact that you're having trouble killing this guy once. Good luck trying to kill him twice. Ember picks up the Orb of Venom, so yeah, it is going to be the Skadi for the Ember as you expected.
Okay, and Lina picks up a really smart item considering the circumstances. She goes for a Shiva's. Normally we see Ags or something like that, but this is a great item to slow down carries that are ahead of you, or just to slow down their attack speed. So against a PL, rather than focusing on killing him, just make his illusions attack slower. That's a huge amount of mana drain reduction basically, especially because most of the items you buy on PL, at least in this case with a heart, they he doesn't have that many agility items. Diffuse Blade obviously does it, Manta as well. But the Heart does nothing for his illusions other than making them have more survivability. So by buying the Shivas, they're going to attack slower, they're going to drain less mana, and he can also slow and nuke them, but with the active. So I think it's a great choice here that's situationally useful.
There we go, Mineski. Grouping up in the bottom.
See that? Lanham ate one of the illusions. And then there's like 10 more, and he's like, I'm on cooldown for 5 seconds, guys.
He's
1
done.
second.
He's full up.
It's good
So-
for the Manta one.
Talking about Lanham, he's working on his Aghanim's. He's only about 1,500 gold away from finishing it.
That's weird. Why is he so rich? Like they're losing this game, right? He's got a blink, he's got a force, and he's like, I'm also gonna build an Aghanim Scepter. That's pretty impressive. I kind of like it versus the PL because he can basically just reliably use it on a group of PLs. Doesn't matter who it hits because it's gonna hit all of them. It's also going to slow the game down. Maybe he's hoping to crash Mineski's computers.
Oh, Cookie just walked past the stuns there of EHOME as they're
Oh, the
with the vacuum wall. It's beautiful. The BKB's come out. Kaka tries to charge, but he realizes we don't want to fight now at this point. They're already rather low, and that's going to be the BKBs now wearing off to the side of EHOME. Old Chicken pops the Shivas, but it's just for the illusions. Oh! Raging Potato doing so much damage. Triple kill for the Ember Spirit. And GG is called. Mineski do it there with that one swift play.
Are they going to beat EHOME?
Radiant's
I mean, I
bottom
told you,
tower
Purge. I said going into this, Mineski have turned the hell up for this tournament, and they're taking down EHOME like that. I mean, with a Phantom Lancer. I mean, his win rate's worse than mine. You know what I mean? That's 30-16, 39 minutes in, Purge.
That's saying you're a god tier player. You are not a god tier player. But either way, Mineski has done something really impressive here. Taking a win off EHOME. Can they do it again? I honestly think this was a huge draft faux pas on EHOME. I know they can take this to a game 3, but will Mineski take the 2-0?